I got a little bit of a video for you I want to share with you guys. It's stuff I found in my Smokey River footage. I was getting the pull, right? The pull to go back in there, and once I was back in there, you heard me say, I feel Bigfoot. There's Sasquatch in here. I don't know if any of you have ever been around them, but you can feel them. They have a very distinctive energy once you know what that is. Okay, but before we get into that, as you can see, everything's getting nice and green, and our fires here are out. And we've had 3 days. We've had some really, really good rains, and we needed the moisture, and we did get the moisture. But anyway, I'm going to show you something on the chalkboard first. Something I did. Okay? I'm just going to see if they will follow suit or add to it. But it's kind of amazing once you see this too, what the difference in size would be. I still think that's the one we call Niwasip. Niwasip, and it's the Cree word for 14, because we find that footprint here. We find that quite often. It's the size 14-inch track. I'm guessing that this is him. But so this is what I did, and I made some mud. The right one is my thumbprint. Oh, the difference in size, right? I mean, that's got to be, that hand would have to be 3 times the size of mine. 3 times the size. You know what? And it's very weird. The 3 streaks that were on the board, they are gone. There's a little bit of one here, right there, in there, I think. Okay, and I think maybe why that took place, if you notice my join of me and Sam and the Bigfoot, we had some rain, and I think it was hitting the chalkboard about halfway down, and that would have possibly washed away the streak marks, those streaks, right? Those 3 finger lines. But you can tell there, it kind of made the chalk run down my board. I'm going to leave that. That's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. We'll leave that alone. Nothing with Tom's I-cord. I don't know why. I don't know why. You never know. They may come and get it. Yet. I'm just going to leave it on the board. We'll see what happens. It's been very, very, very beautiful. If the weather holds up and it stays nice, I want to go back to the Smokey River. This is about the 4th time I've been there, and every time I go and I come out of there, I feel a pull to go back in. Some of the stuff that I captured in the footage, they were there. Those Sasquatch were there, and they pulled me into that that structure, that hunting camp. And if you remember, if you'll go back, put your earbuds in, and right after I say this, I think this is an old hunting camp. Boom! You hear that loud wood knock. I put my camera that way just for a couple of seconds. Kind of moved it east and then back west and down the hill, because that whole place is down a river hill, right? And further down the hill, I'm pretty sure I got something for you. And I got some gifts I want to leave there, because I don't know if I'll be able to make it in there through the summer, because I've got a lot on my plate, right? I don't know if I'll get there. And of course, it also depends on the weather. Weather's always a factor. What I'll do is I'll go back to the Smokey River, and then I want to make a trip up to the White Birch Clan, and I want to do some shifting and switching there. I'm going to take the gifting bowl and move it across the road to the east side of that road. There's something to do with the arches, something special. I think those arches mean more than we know, because every time I went there, I put the gifting bowl back there with the arches, but they are always on the other side of the road. It's almost like they're calling me that way, calling me to come out of there. And it's what's coming across to me. And so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move that gifting bowl to the east side of that road, that old logging road. And here it's been getting active here at the farm. Once those leaves fill out and the underbrush fills out, they can move. They do. They are more active. They got more cover. I got something really interesting. The other night, it was in the dark. I was doing my chores in the dark, which I normally do. It's cooler. The animals eat better. And Sammy come out. And I was coming from the barn. I had just finished the chores, and I was coming along these spruce trees here to check on the chalkboard. Sammy was with me, and he was ahead. And he stops. He's looking south in between. I have pens there, old pens, and there's a kind of an alleyway through there. He's looking down at something. He wouldn't move. He just froze. And I caught up to him, and I kind of just glanced down in the dark. Of course, I got the yard lights and stuff. I can see a little way down there. Bigfoot standing at the end of that fence line. It's one of those things, you know, when you see it and you look away and you go back to look. He was gone, and Sammy took off to my mom's place across the property. The foliage, the underbrush, and they can move around, and I think they are more here physically. And not just thinking 2-dimension. A lot of people just think in 2, but you got to think in 3, and you got to go beyond that, 4 and 5 dimensions here with these beings. Because in the winter, I believe they're able to be half here and half out of our 3-dimensional world, and they can show themselves, but they're not leaving any pressure on the ground, right? No tracks. They're not leaving any tracks, but yet you could see them and then go back out. And that's why we're seeing sometimes just one track. And we've seen where we've had 4, boom, 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 into nothing. There was no trees there, no nothing for it to go into, but yet that's where the tracks ended in our yard. They just disappeared. That's what I believe. Oh, starlings. They just got home. Where were you? Where were you? They have a nest under my awning in my house. I've never knocked it down. I leave it there for them. They're babies. I hear they're babies. I know from comments and emails and messages, they're thinking in 2 dimensions. Even when you're looking at my videos or a picture I post, people are thinking 2 dimension. Like, people are saying, okay, well, like a lot of these places I'm zoomed in so far, and they say, oh, well, it doesn't match, it's too small, or they're seeing, you know, a 30-foot Bigfoot. They're not 30 feet tall. Their average height is about 8 feet. There's some big ones, 9 and 10. I know that we have a 9-footer here. You got to realize there's shadows to factor in, distance, all of those things when you're looking at some of these pictures and some of the video. But a lot of people have difficulty with that, I understand. But I have to stay focused on what I've heard. Like when I'm focusing on a part of my footage, I go there because it's what I heard and what I felt at that point, right? And I'll find them. But anyway, we'll leave it there. We'll get into this river footage. Stay tuned. Yeah, my plan is to go back to the Smokey and then up to the WBBC. And as you can see, the grass is green. Everything's turning green. I've been mowing lawn, working on the gardens here. I'm keeping Mom's stuff going because that was what I always promised her, was to keep the farm, keep the gardens, keep our flowers, take care of all of those things, right? And that's what I've been focused on here for the last week, and I'm almost caught up. So look who I got. Where are you, Mr. Sammy? We've been coming out at night, just sitting in the dark, like 1 o'clock in the morning, and he's been good. He's been trying to stay with me. A couple times he got really freaked out and took off because I was hearing vocals, and then we were hearing crunch, crunch, crunch. What's that? we're hearing, I was hearing vocals, and then we were hearing crunch, crunch, crunch. What's that? We're hearing eating, crunching the vegetable things at the gifting bowl in the dark, right? And he took off, but that's okay. And I don't want to have a camera on these Sasquatch 24/7, like every time I'm out here or every time I hear something. I don't want to do that to them. And usually we just spend time with them and they spend time with us, right? And it's good, it's all good. And then when I do, I'll let them know. I always talk to them. I let them know what I'm doing. I'm coming out with a camera, I'm gonna have a light, here I come, kind of thing. And if you guys want to be a part of it, that's what's going on. I have got some more mail. We'll do that in a day or two. The mail and the shout outs I'll do in a couple days. So everybody stay safe, take care, and we'll see you in the trees. Bye for now. Something dark showed up here. That, okay, whatever that is just appeared there. I'll know more once I get this on the desktop. Take care, everybody. See you in the trees. Woodpecker. Like I say, I mark all that down in my journal, and wrote a song for that with my flute. I'm on my way out of the Smokey River, but I come onto this back trail here, and I could have swore I seen something standing in the middle of this old An old camp. Yeah.